When you marry someone, you expect love, loyalty, and mutual respect. I thought I had all three with my wife, Rachel. For years, I worked hard, paid the bills, fixed every problem, and tried to be the kind of husband any woman would be proud of. But instead of gratitude, what I got in return was contempt disguised as independence. It started small. She would roll her eyes whenever I asked about her day. She'd snap if I reminded her about bills or responsibilities. Her favorite phrase became, "You don't own me. I'm not your property." At first, I brushed it off, telling myself she was just stressed. But those words kept getting sharper, louder, and more venomous each time she said them. The breaking point came one evening. I had worked a 12-hour shift and came home exhausted. The kids were hungry, the house was a mess, and Rachel was scrolling on her phone like nothing mattered. I asked if she could help me with dinner. She slammed her phone down and shouted, "You're not my owner. You don't get to tell me what to do. I'm not your property." Her words cut deeper than she realized. I wasn't demanding. I was pleading for partnership. But in her eyes, even the simplest request was ownership. That night, I decided I wouldn't argue. Instead, I would show her what it really meant when I stopped being responsible for someone who didn't value me. Over the next few weeks, I slowly pulled back. I stopped paying her personal credit card bills. I stopped covering her shopping, sprees and girls' nights that always drained our savings. I made sure the mortgage, utilities, and the kids' needs were taken care of, but everything else? That was not my responsibility. At first, she didn't notice, but soon, the cracks showed. Her car payment bounced. Her favorite salon refused to book her until she cleared her overdue balance. She tried to order things online, only to find her card maxed out. She stormed into the kitchen one evening and demanded, "Why didn't you pay my bills this month?" I looked her in the eye and said calmly, "Because you're not my property, Rachel. And since you're not my property, you're also not my responsibility." The silence that followed was deafening. For the first time, she realized her words had consequences. She tried to backpedal, insisting she didn't mean it, that she was just angry. But I didn't stop there. I opened a folder and slid it across the table. Inside were printouts, texts between her and another man, photos from a private investigator, proof that her so-called girls' nights were spent in hotel rooms. Her face drained of color. She whispered, "It's not what it looks like, but we both knew it was exactly that." I leaned forward and said, "You told me you're not my property. You told me I don't own you. Fine. But here's the truth. You never treated this marriage like a partnership. You wanted freedom without responsibility. You wanted my money without my respect. So now, you'll get the freedom you begged for. Complete freedom, because starting tomorrow, you'll be on your own." The divorce was swift. With the evidence in my hands, she had no ground to stand on. I kept custody of the kids, the house, and most of the assets. She walked away with barely anything. The man she cheated with? He disappeared the moment things got messy. Months later, she came crawling back. Tears in her eyes, she said, "I made a mistake. I didn't mean what I said. I just wanted to feel independent." I shook my head and replied, "You wanted independence, Rachel, and you got it. Enjoy it." Then I closed the door in her face. Now, I live peacefully with my kids, free from her contempt and betrayal. And whenever I remember her shouting, "I'm not your property," I smile. Because in the end, I proved her right. She wasn't my property, and she's definitely not my responsibility.